Peace, family. It's your boy OKT Genesis, as you already know, CEO of 237 Wall Street Sniper. You know what I mean? If you want to learn how to make money through your phone, hit me up. I'm going to teach you how to make money through your phone trading the foreign exchange market. Now, with that being said, this is not all about Forex, it's all about African origin and where we got our origin from. I'm not doing this because it's my job. I love doing it. I do some research and I like sensitizing my people. If you want to understand and get some good knowledge, subscribe on my YouTube channel. You can always be updated on some new shit about your origin that you don't even know where you're coming from. Now, with that being said, let's hit straight to the point. Now, I'll advise you to hit your pastors on the line because I'm about to tear their asses up now. Now, with y'all that believe so much in you, aka the Bible, I'm gonna rip your ass today. Now, with that being said, long story cut short. In the Bible, it say that your Bible say God created the earth in 6 days and rested on the seventh day. But these 6 days these 6 days on and the seventh day which he rested symbolizes trillions and trillions of years. Now that you don't yet know, right? So 1 year symbolizes 1 trillion. The second year symbolized 2 trillion, the third year symbolized touchdown, and so on and so forth. So they reached the 7th trillion, which was the day he rested. And what was I gonna say again regarding that? Was the 7th which rested. Now this symbolizes on the first trillion year. Now on the first trillion year is the first trillion year Jesus created what? Your thoughts, your consciousness, your intelligence, your I already said that here. But what you can also refer to as your ether body, because without your thought, your physical realm wouldn't existed. Without your thought, you can't move your hand. Without your thought, you don't even know if you're gonna get wisdom or intelligent or you're gonna understand any aspect of life. So God did what? Created the first element, your thoughts. The second that was created was space, because after your thought is being created, they need space. What? That space for your body to be formed, and without that space your body wouldn't have been formed. Now it started from your thoughts. From your thought generated the physical realm, which is space, which is generating your body to your connecting your ether body to your physical realm. Now on the second day, as I said, it created they know space, and scientists will confirm space is constantly expanding, which is due to the divine intelligence from day one, which is the day one is what? Your ether body, and and will cause this space, which was the excuse me, fuck, I'm confusing. On the second day, Jesus created God. Oh fuck! On the second day, the space was created. After space was created, shit. Space was created, and scientists can confirm that space is constantly expanding due to the divine intelligence from day one, and that day one is what your ether body, and what will cause the space to expand is what you refer to as today Allah, Jehovah, God, Jesus, whatsoever is a superior being you want to call. I don't know. It depends on you, on your religion, on whatsoever you depend on. And on the third day now, God created what they call the 4 element. If you've watched this cartoon named Avatar, you understand how this cartoon was created based off of this, and how they use this 4 element, how the monk, how this little smart kid used this 4 element to defeat the enemy. Right now, these 4 elements are what we have: earth, wind, water, and fire. Now earth is made of carbon, wind is made of oxygen, water is made of hydrogen, and fire is made of nitrogen. Now God used these 4 elements to create the physical realm using this element, with the physical realm creating this element. And now this element is what makes up our DNA, right? And I know most of you know what the DNA is, and that's why our ancestors went far with these elements, and far because they know their origin, they know where they came from, and they use these to do so many things that your brain has been shut off of today because of what you concentrate more now on what the Bible teaches you without even knowing where you originated, where you're coming from. But back in the days, our ancestors never had no Bible, but they were living well. That's why I used to tell you that animals, fish, birds, they live very well, right? They don't need any rules, any books to tell them what is good or bad. Why is it that you need a book to to grow your own species? Now all those things is made of, like I say, aka programming. Now on the fourth day, sun was created, right? After the sun was created, oh, hold up, let me check it out, make sure I'm not missing anything on this one, because it's about to get lit. Like I said, get your pastors on this, and if you're watching it and you're a pastor, I say you get some knowledge, get some, not knowledge, excuse me, get some wisdom, right? I always tell on my videos, do your own research without telling me, or without just concluding on my shit. Do your own research and understand how it matches. And that, without being said, long story cut short, let's go straight to the point. On the fifth day, the sun charges this previous element, which is your this previous element. The sun charges on the fifth day. The sun charges this previous element, particles, and forms what they call the have you ever gone to like let me say a chantier, right, where they mix those cement in the block? Now that's how the earth on day 5, on day 5, those previous element, the sun uses those previous element to mix the earth's surface, and in particular in order to form the earth. That's why the earth became spherical. You see the earth was turning like that, and that's the reason why the earth is still rotating up to today. So on the 6th day, the earthly body, which was day 1, condensed. Now the earthly body, your thoughts, condensed to a physical being, which is your human being, which is a black. Like I told you before, we are all gods and goddess. Now, if God created the sun, and on the first day, your thoughts was there. Now on the 6th day, your earthly body, which is your thought, condenses into your physical realm, which is a black man. Like I told you, we are all gods and goddesses, because we're all full of melanin. And what is melanin? Melanin is condensed light. Same as Guinness. That's the reason why I don't know Guinness is bitter today. Guinness is condensed sugar that is condensed. You know what I mean? So now, don't argue with me. Who was the first human? Like I said, don't try to argue with me who was the first human, because you have your answers now. So tell me, why should you believe in these Bibles and shit? Now, with just this first sip area, do you still believe in your Bible? Knowing fully well that the black people were the first people on Earth, on planet Earth. Now, let's proceed. Now, science will prove that the first cell ever existed in the universe where you see stars, because the first being, like I say, science will say the first cell that ever existed in the universe, you see, the first cell that ever existed is not on planet Earth. It's in the universe. It's not on planet Earth. So it's in the universe where you see the stars today, not on Earth. As science will call it prokaryotic cells, which took previous stages and become black man. So go check it out. Go and check that out. Now, these beings who were created were being referred to as Anunnaki, because they were connected to all those things. Now, why would they call it Anunnaki? Because they were connected to all those previous 6 elements that was used to create the planet Earth. So that was the name given to them, the Anunnaki. Now let's skip 4 trillion years, because like I said, all this was taking place 76 trillion years ago. Now We have already consumed how many trillion? I think 6 trillion years. Now we skip another 4 trillion years. Now we're at 66 trillion years, right? Now 66 trillion years ago, on what you call the mothership planet X crashed into the planet Earth, and as a result, it projected the moon from the planet. Uh, it projected the moon from the Earth to the planet. The ocean is really, where the moon used to be. That is why you've if you've been opportune to if you've opportunity to see the set, like the full moon beside an ocean, you'll always see the reason why the moon is always like trying to settle beside the ocean, because it's trying to get back where it came from, right? But you never see the moon settle on a lake. You never see the moon um, settle on a cup of water that you have. But if you're opportune to watch the moon on a sea level that is very wide and very wide into your face, you see that the moon is always trying to do what? To settle on water. But why? Because it's always trying to get back to where it was coming from. Oh, I don't know if you've okay, let me take a common example. This is where this entertainment company called DreamWorks get their animation from, because DreamWorks has this thing like a half moon with a hook that drops into water. Now that water creates a little bit of wave, and when it creates wave, you see the moon on the other side. Now this is where these people get their inspiration to create their animated tools. But when you say that, I'll tell you, you think that they are more superior beings more than you, but they are not. They took stuff that already existed long ago to manifest this arts and craft into existence. So with that being said, that's why scientists today will say the earth had a certain type of explosion, and that's the reason why when you go to the moon you see this dust particle, this powder, but powder, not powder of gun, but holding powder that makes you understand that the earth the moon has suffered a certain type of explosion to get to where it is. Science can explain this and can relate with what I'm saying. I'm not a scientist, I'm just doing my own research. So if scientists are listening to what I'm saying, they'll understand what I'm trying to say more better than the way I can explain to you. Now, a war went on the sixth galaxy, which is called now a war. Excuse me. Now, a war went on the 19th galaxy, which is called the Anunnaki. And this is galaxy, which is called the Anunnaki's home, which is the first being home. The war went on there, and our ancestors' home planet caught risk at that time on the ozone, and the ozone layer was damaged and almost destroyed, so they needed gold to restore it back, because their planet on their 19th galaxy, which is called the Anunnaki home, got since there was war, their home got, the Anunnaki home, which was for first superior being was created, their home got destroyed. So what they were doing, their planet called Reese, and the ozone layer was damaged, and as a result, everything was almost destroyed. So they needed gold to restore it back. So they started searching the universe till they came here on the 18th galaxy today, known as planet Earth. And as you all know, Africa is full of gold. That's the result of that's why you have that's what led the Anunnaki that's what led the Anunnaki to planet Earth, specifically Africa. Now for those who, yeah, I get on this point now. For those who thought that dinosaurs never existed, yeah, I used to believe like, yeah, you know, I used to be like, these creatures are so huge to exist. Like, Nah, I won't believe that shit existed. But they did. They did. The hell, yeah, they did existed. Yeah, excuse. Since our ancestors needed to protect the planet Earth, they used in those days dinosaurs as war dogs. Dinosaur skeleton are found today on Mars. I don't know. Scientists did their research and they can testify that. Go Google it. Go check it out. I'm not just forming this. Go check it out. You understand that dinosaurs existed and the skeleton was on Mars, on planet Mars. So they needed these creatures to protect the planet Earth until their planet, which is the risk planet, which was just which the ozone layer that was damaged, until their planet was restored. So they needed these dinosaurs to act as what war dog to protect their territory, so that no other inhabitant will come and inhabiting that area, aka Africa, where they were searching what gold in order to restore their ozone, that layers that would almost destroy on the planet race. So they used the dinosaur as a work to protect their existence. So dinosaurs existed 165 million years ago, right? So 65 million years ago, dinosaurs were destroyed by the Anunnaki. So our people destroyed these dinosaurs. They were destroyed by what? Our people, our ancestors, and blacks were created in existence with black and black. So the Anunnaki destroyed these dinosaurs, and black were created in coexistence with dinosaurs. So black were created in coexistence with dinosaurs. So you can go look it up. They were created in coexistence with dinosaurs. So go look it up. As they had volcanic ashes. As they had volcanic ashes and footprint right next to dinosaurs' bones, which proves man walked alongside dinosaurs. So, like I told you, um, I was just saying we can find skeleton of dinosaurs on planet Mars, and now you can see that dinosaurs exist, and you can see their bones, which proves man walked alongside dinosaurs. And without their bones, you can see their bones on Mars, and beside their bones you see the feet of human being, which prove that men existed alongside dinosaurs, but just that the Anunnaki destroyed dinosaurs and created black human being, and as a result, the existence of dinosaur had to wipe it out. In fact, they had to wipe out the existence of dinosaur. So now, if dinosaur went extinct like 65 years ago, and according to astrology, according to anthropology, human revolution called the Cretaceous, or the woman of revelation called the Cretaceous. I don't know if I'm spelling it well. Cretaceous. Period. Looks so. Yeah. Now, if dinosaurs went extinct like 65 million years ago, and according to anthropology, human revolution called Cretaceous or Cretaceous, Cretaceous, you can go look it up, check it out. The first man emerged in the year. After that, 65 million years ago, we had the first man emerge. So 85 million years ago, if you minus 85 million years ago, 85 million years ago to 65 million years, it gives you 20 million years, right? Which man had a run alongside dinosaurs. Now watch me show proof about this. Like I explained earlier, dinosaurs existed alongside human being. Now, if dinosaurs went extinct like 65 million years ago, that when dinosaurs were, according to anthropology, human revolution called the Cretaceous period ago. Like I said, go look it up. Go look it up. The first man emerged 85 million years ago. So if you minus this 85 million years ago to 65 million years ago, where the dinosaurs instinct, like the dinosaur emerged. Now you see that we have 20 years which man had a run alongside dinosaurs. Now watch me show proof. Like I said, watch me show you proof about it. The Anunnaki. Oh, hold up, excuse me, my bad. The Anunnaki used certain chromosomes from from the reptile or dinosaurs to help construct the physical body, which is called today African. Now, like I told you, African or human or beings existed alongside dinosaurs. Now, the Anunnaki used those chromosomes from those reptiles, aka dinosaurs, to help construct the physical body, which is called today African. Now, check this out. Like I always say, now check this out. A gorilla has 9 chromosomes, right? A gorilla has 9 chromosomes. If you take out 2 chromosomes out of that, if you try take out 2 chromosomes out of the gorilla's chromosome, it gives you what, a human being. So go look it up. And and a and a reptilian DNA was used in genetics to create the African race, which is why you have your weapon. Like you have your weapon. Like what I'm saying. This is this is why the first layer of your brain, the first layer of this your brain is known as the reptilian brain. Like I don't know how to call it. It's known as the reptilian. And if you watch these certain I don't know, like I say, that's what the first layer of your brain. If you come, the first layer of your brain is not, it's known as the reptilian. It's not by coincidence that I was given that name. It's known as the reptilian. So I don't know if you watched. I always take a common example. Goku, Kame. Yeah, I don't know if you watched it. You'll understand because Goku, Son Goku, they used to transform. I don't know if it's Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball GT. They used to transform to what? Gorillas. Now, as they transform to gorilla, you see that T coming out, and D. After that, they'll come back to human being, right? Now that is the same process that is taken out, like they're using this cartoon to show you how gorilla was transformed to man and man was transformed to gorilla at a certain point. Excuse me, gorilla was transformed to man, but this cartoon are over exaggerating most of the time. So with that being said, those cartoons are always used to show you proofs of some certain things that you don't yet know, but we keep ignoring them because we are not yet informed about these things. So it's not our fault. Excuse me. Long story cut short. Now let me show you how Adam and Eve stories are fake. Study anthropology. The study anthropology look at the evolution of the Homo species, and the study of anthropology looks at the evolution of the Homo species and how they were genetically being engineered. So, at the point of time, there was only woman on planet Earth, and the Anunnaki took 2.8% of her chromosome. So the Anunnaki took 2.8% of the female chromosome away to make a defective and created a white chromosome. Listen keenly. The Anunnaki took 2.8% of the feminine or her, aka first being, chromosome and created a defective white chromosome, which created a man from a woman, not the reverse, not like Adam and Eve said woman is from a man. Now they took it instead from a woman to create a man. So long story cut short, Adam and Eve story, that was all a lie. And now we'll go to Homo erectus. Homo erectus simply means standing tall, standing like on our 2 feet. So people started standing and walking tall according to anthropology, which is which I so now people I think yeah, so now people started standing and walking. So according to anthropology, we were already walking tall ever since. The oldest Homo erectus bone was found 1.9 million years ago, and the most recent was 76,000 years ago. So why is this important? This is important because we are no more Homo erectus today. We are Homo sapien, which is an upgraded version of Homo erectus. I don't know if you're assimilating all of these. Let me take it out over again. Now we go through as we're going through Homo erectus. Homo erectus is simply the process of a human being standing on two legs and walking, right? That's the meaning of Homo erectus. Uh, so people started standing and walking. So according to anthropologists, which believe was during that period of time, but I strongly believe we were already walking tall ever since. Now the oldest Homo erectus bone, the oldest Homo erectus bone was found 1.9 million years ago, right? As a result, the most recent Homo erectus, or the most recent one, was found like 76,000 years ago, approximately, or approximately like 76,000 years ago. This is important because we are no more Homo erectus. Like I said, Homo erectus, we are no more. We are an upgraded version of Homo erectus, which is what? Homo sapien. We are no more Homo erectus, which is we are no more Homo erectus. We are Homo sapien, which is an upgraded version of Homo erectus. Now, the oldest Homo sapien, which we are today, bone, was found 2,000 years ago, which science would say we started existing 2,000 years ago. Meanwhile, you saw how I break it down from 76 trillion years ago up to this point. But science would tell us that like I said, the first Homo sapien bone was found 2,000 years ago, which simply means that we started existing 2,000 years ago. But that's not the case. You saw how I break down like from 76 trillion years ago to this point, and I'll keep on proceeding to present date. Finna get lit. Like I told you, get your pastor. It's about to get lit. Get your pastors. According to our black ancestors, the Egyptian, about 450,000 years ago, the Anunnaki helped in genetic upgrading of human being, which explains why Homo erectus upgraded to become Homo sapien. Now you understand how Homo erectus had to upgrade to the level that they had to become Homo sapien due to the help of our Egyptian. So with that being said, as I was saying, according to our black ancestors, which were the Egyptian, 450,000 years ago, the Anunnaki helped in the 450,000 years ago, the Anunnaki helped in the genetic upgrading of human being from the Homo erectus to Homo sapien. So that's the reason why we had to upgrade from the level that we was back in the day. So back on date we have to block back on date we have like the black on the planet Earth known as Negroes. So let's keep like thousands of years ago and bring it out to historical date for the 486 BC, right? 486 BC. At this point, black were already functioning and alive on planet Earth. So let's start with India, where a group of black people were exiled for worshiping different gods because they lost their knowledge that they were actually themselves God. So they started doing some malfunctionalities and started worshiping the different gods themselves and started practicing crazy things like blood sacrifice, uh, killing of twins or whatever. They started practicing evil deeds without even knowing that they themselves they are the gods that they think they are not. So they lost track and they started doing malpractices. So they were exiled to India. Now, this was the first Indian which came from the continent India. That doesn't mean that they were white, because we all because we were all black. This is just like a geographical name given to a specific location. Because how can you have Indian in North America, they how can you have India in North America, but they don't live in India? In fact, how can you have Indian in North America, but they don't live in their own planet, India? They live in North America, or maybe because they were exiled from their planet in 4086 BC. No, that's not the case. So they were just in America because they were all black. We've been all black, so they were they were in America because of what I explained above, and came across North America and began inhabiting the land, as well as Africa, as well as African who migrated from Africa and began inhabiting these lands, and you still call them India because they are they have gone to India, the planet India, but they are African. They have gone to the planet India, so you want to call them that they are Indian. They are not Indian. They are African. Just like let's take a common example. Just like the black living abroad, but you still call them black. You don't call them European. You don't call them American. They are black that are living in America. They are black that are living in Europe. You don't call them European. You still call them black people, because why? They are still black origin, right? But we'll not go into that. So now we'll go into the law of city of Atlantis, which was around 9600 BC, and with the area today known as Bermuda, the triangle. Now we go into the law of the city of Atlantis, which is around 9600 BC, and with the area today known as the Bermuda Triangle, due to the black people developing a high powerful crucial, which pulled the ocean towards its gravity and manipulated the sun itself. The sun itself, you could look it up at yourself and you can understand what I'm saying. So now we are at 9600 BC, which is only approximately 11,000 years ago from date, right? So we'll move to the next stage. Now let's hit another black race called the Sumerians. I don't know if you've gone through history book, you know the Sumerians. You probably heard about the Sumerians. They have been of our genetic origin as well. So the Sumerians started around 55,000 BC to 4,000 BC, which in all of their texts, speaks, or in keys or Hinkis or Anunnakis, which have paintings or Nebuchadnezzar, which looks like another planet, which isn't, but just the mothership. The ancient Sumerians spoke of the Nibiru's, which circle the Nibiru's, circles, which takes approximately what was I saying? Let me start it all back. The Anunnaki, which have paintings of the Anunnaki, will have paintings of Nibiru, which looks like another planet, which isn't, which is not another planet. They have paintings like Nibiru, but that look like another planet, but it's not another planet, but just the mothership. The ancient Sumerians spoke of the Nibiru, which circles takes approximately. Talks about the Sumerians spoke about the Noborius circle, which takes approximately 65 years. Now these 65 years coming back around, and this is where you get prophetic, or coming from angels are going to return, blah 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 blah. Like you get this prophetic thoughts or this prophecy angels are going to return after the 365 years, blah 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 blah, and so on and so forth. Now let's go. Let's keep on going. But we're still now. We started from 675 trillion years ago. Now up to this BC, there was no white man into existence. It was just the black race, just the black race, just the ancient Greek, the Anunnakis, the Sumerians, the India, all of them which was black. We have not yet witnessed any white folk up to this point of time. Now, how can you tell me all these things, all these protocols we have today is not made up, it's made up of these people, and you want to believe that they knew this world before us? Meanwhile, we were the one that educated them indirectly without you knowing, even though. Now, let's keep on going. Now we still hear from 76 trillion years ago, no trace of the Caucasian, aka white man. Now in the year 4719 BC, a being called Yakub, which you can go look it up. We're not going to go up into that how Yakub was created or whatsoever. We just want to focus on the black race. So a being Yakub, you can go look it up. Yakub. Being Yakub was born in 4719 BC, right? As Yakub was born in 4719 BC, who was the one who genetically created the white race. So Yakub was born in 4719 BC, and he was the one that started generating the black race and brought them into existence. and into existence. Now, when he was 33 years old, he took a group of people from what he called Mecca today to the island of Pelan, which in the Bible is called as Patmos, as well as Jacob's name today in the Bible is known as Jacob. Yeah, you didn't know, now you know that Jacob was the Jacob original name was Jacob, not Jacob. Now all these terms that the people use in the Bible was taken from our people back in the days. It's not like today's thing. It's not like they created it. They met these things. They just trying to create the history like they are the founders. They are not. We are what we are. We are our generation. We created whatsoever we've got. So Jacob original name was Jacob, and that's why his verse is Genesis in the Bible. And you all know Genesis is the origin or the production or the beginning of something. Now the word Satan, the word Satan comes from Shaitan, which is an Arabic word which means white, weak, or wicked. Understand? Satan, which is known as the devil, which is known as evil today, is coming from the word Shaitan, Shayton, which is an Arabic word which simply means white, wicked, or weak, which is called also the devil. Now that's why the white man is the devil, but you don't even know it, but yet you're worshiping the book called today, the book they created, but you don't know. Now in the year 4686 BC, Yakub and his followers began creating white race by taking how did they create the white race? They took the albinos, right? The albinos today known as Mukala. Have you ever heard of Mukala? I have a friend named called Mukala. So they took albino because this albino are made up of zero pigmentation and did sexual intercourse. As you all know, when a black has an intercourse with a white person, their end product, aka baby, becomes lighter, and its complexion, as you all know, becomes lighter and makes them have and as a result, they make them have sex with another albino, and that's how they keep on having sexual intercourse in between this albino race until you become lighter and lighter until the white race was made. So what he did is he took a 12-and-a-half-year-old girl, and what he did is the black gene has 48 shades: black, brown, and yellow. Each of these shades have 16. So the black has 16, the black has 16, each of these shades have each of these shades have 16 in it. So we have the black has 16, the brown has 16, the black has 16, the brown has 16, and the yellow has 16 in it. So when you combine all of that, it gives you 48 shades. Hold up, let me make sure I'm not going that fast. So with a 12-and-a-half-year-old girl, every 200 years, if you do 12 and a half times 16, which is 1, which can be the first shade, which is black, brown, or yellow. If you do 200, if you do 12 if you do 12-and-a-half-years old times 16, which is one of those shades, either black, brown, or here, you will have a result of 200. So by continuing this process, it weakens the black genes, because when you keep on producing the 16 times 2 pattern, the 16 times 12, it gives you 200, and as a result, you have 200 babies every single time, and as a result, those 200 babies can keep on producing another. So by continuing this process, it weakened the black gene. So the first 200 years, he destroyed the first black gene. After destroying the first black gene, the next 400 years, which was another 200 years, the second brown gene was destroyed, and the third, which is the last, 600 years ago. So we take 200 years. It took him 600 years to destroy the black race, and now the yellow and the black gene, and after that, the yellow gene was destroyed, and now what became into existence, known as the white man, came into existence. So, like I told you, it's not a day thing. It took a lot of process for these people to come into existence. Now we went from 88 BC to 600. No, now we were at 88 BC, right? Now, if you minus those 600 years ago that was used for the manufacturing and the creation of the white race, if you minus that to the 4686 BC, now we're if you minus that, which was the period which the AKA white man was created, now you have 4086 BC. During this period, white people came to Africa, and Africans were like, hell no, and they ran them into the Caucasus mouth. That's why the white are called today the Caucasian, because they spent 2,000 years into the Caucasus mouth. I'm giving you African facts. I'm giving you African knowledge. Oh, sorry, I got a little bit distracted looking something. So the white they spent 2,000 years into the Caucasus mouth. So now when they came out in 2086 BC, approximately, when whoever you want to refer to as AKA Moses helped them escape from the Caucasus mouth and civilize them, white people were walking 4 legs back like monkeys. They were not walking on 2 legs. Meanwhile, as I was explaining to y'all before, we were Homo sapien, were Homo erectus before coming Homo sapien. And as a result, as becoming Homo sapien, we started walking on 2 legs. After that, but now look at the period of time that we left back from then till now. And this is the period of time that we are seeing the white race, and not only seeing the white race, but they were not even walking on 2 legs. They were still walking on 4 legs like monkeys. The black race taught them literally everything. We taught them how to walk, how to talk, how to read. So white people were created in order to bring negative polarity, negative polarity for the planet Earth for 6,000 years. Now we will come into that. So now we are at the 2086 BC. Now the Caucasian has been on our planet for 2,000 years. So from for 2,000 years. So from 48 from 40 to 80 40, from 4086 BC to 2086 BC, that is 2,000 years. Now these people were created to bring chaos or confusion into the planet Earth, because we, the black race, was going through universal spiritual karma, as you can call it. We're going through universal spiritual karma. You could also say that, and the Bible reversed this. So let's check it out in Revelation chapter 20 verse 7. Now I'll read it out to you. Let me check it out. Yep. Revelation chapter 2. Now hold up a second. Might take a little time to load. Shit. Now Revolution. Oh shit. Now let's check it out. Revelation chapter 20 verse 7. Chapter 20. Yeah, where is it? Hey, voila, chapter 20 verse 7. Now we say, when the 1,000 years are complete, Satan will be released from his prison. Now that 1,000 years is like from what I was telling you above, and I explain you the meaning of Shaitan, which is of Satan, which is from the word shaitan. A shaitan is an Arabic expression known as white, wicked, or weak expression. So, with that being said, you should already know that the white man is the devil. It's not like the Satan is coming from elsewhere. The white man is a Satan. It's a shaitan. So that's where they got their words. Like I told you, I'm going to use this Bible to make you understand some actual fact of what's going on out there. So, with that being said, let's move to the next thing real quick without wasting any of our time. So, Revolution. Most of y'all will be asking me like what book I read. It's not all about reading books. It's all about being a detective, because in every book there's a certain truth hidden in it without you knowing. See, it's a matter of being a detective and know actually what you're looking for, because if you don't know about that, you're still not going to find out the truth. It's like, so when you remember I told you where the word shaitan came from and stuff like that. So we'll move to the next sheet. So now, according to the distribution of black civilization, it says Egypt was created 3,100 BC. Now we have the Hyksos, which were the white who was sneaking out of the Caucasus mouth, coming over to Egypt and destroying Egypt. So all these catchers, or you, like let's say, so all these Socrates or your great aka white philosopher were educated by our black ancestors in Egypt. So I don't even know where you're getting all this shit. They were created by our black ancestors in Egypt. Greek in the days was like a certain school or university where Africans were teaching Greeks, and you're still here. doubting on this shit. Shit. You see, wisdom and understanding and knowledge is very, very important because you need to do some research to understand at least where you're coming from. Because you can't just be here just when you because you come into existence. We've been living in a life for the past decade, and you don't even bother searching or trying to understand where your own race is coming from. Now, with this brief understanding that I'm breaking down for y'all, I think this is helping you a lot get your understanding to the next level and understand where we are all coming from, right? So now the Greeks and now all these people will steal our knowledge and give out false knowledge in schools and university and expect our people to assimilate this shit and go and write exams and pass. Fuck out of here, man. That's crazy. Now jump into China real quick. 1500 BC. The first Chinese emperor was named Shaitan, and he created the Shine dynasty. So go check it out. Back to Africa, we're not there to we're not get there to go to the white culture. We're talking about African culture. So with that being said, taking a long story short, let's just try to hit the main point and get back on point without diversifying our thoughts. So back to Africa, Alexander the Great was born 356 BC and invaded Egypt in 323 BC and conquered the library and the schools and destroy our knowledge. And he further tried to invade Ethiopia, but the black African queen named Candace owned that area, and and was the elite. That's why I used to tell you like the female gene was the first gene, and the female used to be the rulers, not men. The female were used to control army. The female used to control a lot of shit. But nowadays we see women as the last, and the least most valuable type of human being. Probably because of where they've taken themselves to become. I don't blame them. So because the woman now will see himself as a value you see his value as a sex toy, either what's so blaza blaza. I don't know. We're not going into that. Like I said, we try to focus on the black race and without going into other unnecessary materials. So schools were destroyed. Knowledge further tried to invade Ethiopia, and but the Black Queen African named Candice owned that dynasty and the elites, and they were unable to conquer that area at that time, which made Alexander turn his ass around. Story short, long. Alexander was not able to conquer the women at Ethiopia because they were trying to destroy Ethiopia, but the African queen named Candice owned those elites and controlled a very, very powerful army which Alexander couldn't conquer. Now later in yup, yeah. Later in, let's say 325 AD, they shut down and they made it illegal to teach Egyptian traditional practices and created high Highbury religion, which they all voted, and as they voted for it, oh fuck, my leg hurts. Yeah, so at the year 1825 AD, they shut down and they made it illegal to teach Egyptian tradition, practicing, and created the Highbury religion, which they all voted on. They all voted on, and the votes called the Council of Nicaea. The vote was called the council. The vote called the Council of Nicaea, and they created Christianity, which means and they created Christianity, which means Christian unity, and they actually voted on what signs and symbols, or what signs, symptoms, and symbols or knowledge to be used from places that they learned and stole from, aka Africa. So these people voted the council called Nicaea, where they created Christianity known as Christian unity, not Christianity. Christianity real meaning is Christian unity. And they actually voted signs and symptoms or knowledge to be used in these places in order to educate these people. But these things that they voted off of was stolen from aka Africa, because we were the first people on earth and we civilized them. They didn't civilize us, as they used to turn the story around. And now they give you the story of Abraham, which is Pharaoh and Pharaoh Anakaki from Abraham. Normally is Pharaoh Anakaki of Egypt, from Egypt, or Moses, which is Pharaoh the third from Egypt, who was adopted by his by his mother, who was a queen in Egypt. So Jacob, they put on your Bible. It's not Jacob, it's Jacob. Like Jacob that they put in your Bible, it's not actually Jacob, it's Jacob. So you need to like know everything, like the things you read, the people you listen to. Now let's grab the Bible and go to Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. Now I'll make you understand something over there. Genesis chapter 15. Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. Now they say what? Now this he said, then the Lord said to Abraham, know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in the land that is not their own. They will be enslaved and mistreated for 400 years. Now who was enslaved and maltreated for more than 400 years? The blacks, right? Not the African, not the white. Now you see, the Bible is actually talking about us, but they will tell you, they will turn the whole story around. Jesus, Jacob, blah 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 blah. Long story turned short. So with that being said, that was the first episode of our 47 black origin. So I'm gonna release a second video. We're gonna continue from this. So with that being said, peace. See you